What's up, Steelers Nation? Your Pittsburgh Steelers are in full offseason mode, looking for ways to strengthen the roster and bring that 7th Lombardi trophy home. And you know what that means? The front office is working hard to fine-tune every aspect of this team, making key moves to ensure we dominate in 2025. If you're excited about the Steelers making some big-time improvements, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a breaking Steelers update. Now, let's dive into today's big story, because it looks like Pittsburgh could be targeting one of the more underrated cornerbacks in the league, Nate Hobbs of the Las Vegas Raiders. With a secondary that needs some reinforcements, the Steelers could be mapping out a pursuit of Hobbs due to his connection with our brand-new defensive backs coach, Gerald Alexander. According to reports, sources around the league expect the Steelers to pursue Hobbs this offseason. And a big reason for that is his past relationship with Alexander, who spent the 2024 season coaching safeties in Vegas. While Alexander wasn't directly coaching Hobbs, the two worked closely enough for Alexander to know exactly what Hobbs brings to the table. And let's be real, having that inside knowledge is a huge advantage. At just 25 years old, Hobbs has primarily played slot corner throughout his career, making him a perfect fit for the Steelers, especially with Cameron Sutton hitting the open market. If Sutton doesn't return, Hobbs could step in as the immediate solution. Even if Sutton does come back, adding Hobbs would give Pittsburgh serious depth and versatility in the secondary. A 5th-round pick out of Illinois in 2021, Hobbs has been one of the few constants in the Raiders' secondary. He's a strong tackler, a solid run defender, and an aggressive cover corner who isn't afraid to mix it up with receivers. And if needed, he can also shift to the outside, something that would give Pittsburgh extra flexibility on defense. Last season, Hobbs allowed just 31 receptions on 46 targets, snagged an interception, and, get this, didn't commit a single penalty in 11 games. That's the kind of discipline and coverage ability the Steelers could use, especially in a division loaded with top-tier receivers. Now, there is one concern: durability. Hobbs has missed games in each of the past 3 seasons, never playing a full 17-game schedule since his rookie year. But when he's on the field, he's a difference maker. And given the Steelers' history of developing defensive backs, they could find ways to maximize his impact while managing his workload effectively. Let's be honest, the Steelers' secondary had its ups and downs last season. Joey Porter Jr. looks like a rising star, but the depth behind him is questionable. Patrick Peterson is on the decline, and while Beanie Bishop Jr. showed flashes, he's still an unproven commodity. Hobbs would give this unit a serious upgrade and could be a long-term piece of the puzzle, but that's not the only major decision looming over the Steelers. The team also has to figure out who will be under center in 2025. With the legal tampering period coming up, Pittsburgh doesn't have a quarterback under contract for next season. And according to insiders, the team is looking to lock one down sooner rather than later. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the Steelers are working on getting a deal done with either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. And right now, Fields appears to be the top priority. Fields started the 2024 season while Wilson recovered from injury, leading the Steelers to a 4-2 record in his starts. Wilson, on the other hand, went 6-5 when he took over. Both quarterbacks had their moments, but the key difference is age. Fields is turning 26, while Wilson is 36 and on the back end of his career. While Wilson has the resume of a borderline Hall of Famer, Fields has youth and potential on his side. One of the biggest improvements Fields made last season was cutting down on turnovers. Under Mike Tomlin, he transitioned from an aggressive risk-taker to a more calculated conservative quarterback. Some might argue it was an overcorrection, but the reality is it showed growth in his game. If Pittsburgh re-signs him, the next step would be helping him find a balance, knowing when to take risks and when to play it safe. The Steelers need to make a move soon because Fields will have a market. According to Ian Rappaport, teams like The New York Jets and Tennessee Titans could be interested if Pittsburgh doesn't lock him down quickly. The Steelers already lost out on Matthew Stafford, who opted to return to the Rams. They can't afford to miss out again and be left scrambling for a plan B. The Las Vegas Raiders find themselves in a bit of a quarterback conundrum after failing to land Matthew Stafford this offseason. With Stafford staying in LA after restructuring his contract, the Raiders now have to pivot to other options. And one name that has come up is none other than Steelers QB Russell Wilson. NFL reporter Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic recently connected the dots, suggesting that Wilson could be a target for Raiders minority owner Tom Brady and new head coach Pete Carroll. That's right, Pete Carroll, the same coach who helped Wilson win a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. The two had a rocky breakup back in 2022 when Wilson was traded to Denver, but recent reports say they've mended fences. Could a reunion in Vegas be on the horizon? Rosenblatt points out that the Raiders are prioritizing proven veterans over unproven rookies or question marks like Justin Fields or Sam Darnold. That's why Wilson, despite his ups and downs in recent years, could be an ideal fit for a team looking for a bridge quarterback while they groom a younger prospect. Here's where things get interesting for Pittsburgh. Right now, the Steelers don't have a clear-cut answer at quarterback for 2025. Wilson and Fields are both technically on the roster, but neither is under contract for next season yet. The Steelers have a decision to make, and most reports suggest that they are leaning towards prioritizing Justin Fields. Russell Wilson had a solid run with the Steelers last season, stepping in as the starter and leading the team to a 6-1 record before things unraveled down the stretch. But at 36 years old, he isn't the long-term answer. Fields, on the other hand, just turned 26 and still has potential to develop into a reliable starter. That's why Pittsburgh is reportedly looking to lock up Fields before the legal tampering period starts on March 10th. If the Steelers don't make a move quickly, Wilson could become a free agent and test the open market. The Raiders might not be the only team interested. The New York Giants have also been linked to Wilson, though he reportedly turned them down last offseason to sign with Pittsburgh. If Wilson does end up with the Raiders, it wouldn't be a shocking move. Las Vegas has already stated that they're looking for a bridge quarterback rather than breaking the bank on a high-priced free agent. Wilson fits that mold perfectly. One major factor is Pete Carroll. While their relationship ended on a sour note in Seattle, time heals wounds. Carroll and Wilson won a Super Bowl together, went to back-to-back championship games, and had one of the most successful runs in Seahawks history. If Carroll believes Wilson can still win games, there's a real chance that reunion could happen. Wilson may not be in his prime anymore, but he's still a veteran presence who could help stabilize the Raiders' offense while they develop a young quarterback. The Raiders have an early second-round pick, number 37, and 2 early third-round picks, meaning they could draft a young QB and let Wilson serve as a mentor, much like he did for Fields in Pittsburgh last season. So what do you think, Steelers fans? Is Nate Hobbs the right move for Pittsburgh's secondary? Should the Steelers lock down Justin Fields as the QB of the future, or should they pivot to Russell Wilson? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and keeps these Steelers updates coming your way. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to stay up to date with everything happening in the black and gold. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.